It is way too early for this young laddie, but such is life when you want to witness for the first time in your life Groundhog Day. Okay, we're here before sunrise. Let's go find out where the groundhog is and where my friend Victor is, a photographer based in Chicago. Cool guy. He's gonna hang out with us today. Actually, he's the one who invited me to my first ever Groundhog Day. So we have Victor to thank. Crossing the train tracks. Honestly, I'm not even 100% sure what Groundhog Day is. I have a vague idea. Something about the groundhog seeing its shadow and returning to it. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. We are in Woodstock, Illinois. And this is where the Groundhog Day movie was filmed, which I have not seen. But I think they're, hey! What's up, Victor? How are you?
Doing well. Do you park well? Everything.
Dude, this is so cool.
Yep. That's
Wow.
like in a movie.
It's beautiful. Wait, did the groundhog come
Not
out
yet.
yet?
So it's 6 minutes till now. So they're gonna pull him
Okay.
out, and there is gonna be the mayor who's gonna just kind of talk with the head groundhog and listen to
Okay.
his, like, if he's gonna see his shadow or not.
Yeah.
And so from there they're gonna announce that. So if you want to see there.
Okay.
And also there's a band who's playing the polka and all of the.
Have you seen the movie? I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
Is it good?
You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, you're gonna, if you have time,
Yeah.
there's a movie theater right there. So that's
yeah,
where
down
they're
there.
gonna
Oh,
show
yeah.
the movie later on. I mean, that's the whole program.
Right.
The whole day.
So cool, so cool. Everybody out and about for Groundhog Day.
Woodstock Willie, the seer of seers, prognosticator of the prognosticators, emerged reluctantly but alertly in Woodstock, Illinois. Willie looked skyward to the east and behind to the ground, and he stated clearly, "I definitely did not see my shadow."
So we're at the Woodstock, February 2nd. So have you heard the announcement? What's the announcement?
I think winter's gonna end early, right?
Yes, I guess he's seen his shadow, which means we're gonna be lucky to get a better weather soon.
We're doing it, man.
We're doing it.
Willie, Woodstock
Yes, sir.
Willie.
What even is Groundhog Day? So it's like the groundhog comes out of the hole. If it sees its shadow, then it goes back in the hole.
Okay, so
I can't.
Okay,
I can't ever figure this out.
Let me open up a little bit of the data. I knew the story, but not too much. It started from at least 1886.
A note from the filmmaker. Groundhog Day is a North American tradition celebrated in some parts of Canada and the US on February 2nd of each year. It derives from a superstition of the Pennsylvania Dutch, who believed that if a groundhog emerged from its burrow and saw its shadow, it would retreat to its den and winter would go on for another 6 weeks. If it didn't, winter would end early and spring would arrive sooner, the hope of all who live in a cold climate. However, while all of this is true in Woodstock, there's more to this story. Although based in Pennsylvania, the 1993 film Groundhog Day, starring native Illinoisan Bill Murray, was filmed on location here in Woodstock. This is a matter of great love and pride among the local community, and therefore, a Midwestern Groundhog Day tradition was born.
The Nat is the guy, another guy from the movie. Also, you see like all the people wearing hats over and all of this kind of. So you see every single place, so like they're here in the movie, they were coming over here for the breakfasts.
It's such
when
a
people
beautiful.
seen me going here every year, like I mean, whoever's like some of my friends or whatever, they're like, oh my god, it's like crazy. Every year you go in there. What's
It's fun.
What? Someone just selling questions. Yeah. Okay, bye.
What's up,
How you
Willie?
doing?
What's up?
Yeah, Groundhog Day. So we're gonna have an early sprint, right?
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
So yeah, it's like hard to see in there, but that's where Bill Murray's character would like go get a drink.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And also it's like a
The public house right here.
very specific toast. So they were toasting for world peace.
I like to say a prayer and drink to world peace.
To world peace.
World peace.
We're taking shots there.
I'll get the next one. All right,
So
you ready?
yeah, for the world peace, that's what
To world peace.
world
Cheers.
peace. Yes. Orson Welles is from.
Oh yeah, this is Orson Welles.
Yeah. So he was
What's up,
born
Orson?
in Wisconsin, but he, I guess, spent in Woodstock in his formative years. Yeah. So.
This is kind of
So he graduated school here in 1931.
that's super interesting. The Midwest has a really long history of producing extremely creative people.
Paul Newman lived in Woodstock for several years,
What?
perfecting his craft in opera house stage.
Paul Newman lived here? Wow.
That's what it has here.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so
Wow, dude. It's so historical here. That's what's just cool about the Midwest. I guess New York has that too because it's old. But versus California, the Midwest has so much history. Look at Citizen Kane. One of the goats. What's up? Oh, nope.
you haven't seen the movie yet. Can you imagine that? So he don't
Yeah.
know the phrase. Like, yeah.
We never got like what do you said you're from Belarus?
Yeah, Belarus. It's between Poland and Russia, Eastern Europe. I'm from capital Minsk, which is what 2 million people lives there. It's what founded in.
Do you miss it? When's the last time you visited?
Well, I mean, I was trying to. When I was last time to winter 2021-22, and I'm going there in May.
Is your family there? Oh,
Don't
surprise?
say that. It's a surprise for mom.
Okay.
I mean-
we won't tell mom. I don't think mom watches YouTube. Does she?
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, YouTube you can put it in. I mean, but my plan is it's gonna be her birthday on May 3rd, and I'm gonna just try to make this surprise visit, like when I'm gonna just buzz the doorbell, like, hey mom.
that'll be awesome.
Yeah, in a movie. So this alley actually very important too, because they don't have any signs here. Usually they have some signs, but in the movie, the character of the Bill Murray, he's trying to save the life of the person who just kind of, I guess, having a heart attack, and it happens in this alley.
Oh, so
and
someone has a heart attack in the alley?
So yeah, and he's in the movie he's trying to figure it out because he's stuck in one spot in one day day for whatever. In theory, some people are like making research in theory. It might be like over 40 years he was living the same day over and over again.
Whoa.
So there is no clarity on that, but it's a lot.
Yeah, he was here for a long time.
Yeah, so because he was here, he learned new skills. He learned all lives of all of the citizens of this town, and he was trying to he was trying to escape this. So he was trying to figure out what he can do to change it, or how he can escape from this. So he was trying. Oh, maybe I should save his life. Oh, maybe I should die. He tried several.
Break out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's tried to commit suicide. I mean, he was doing whatever is possible. Actually, this place has a best tourists in town. Aren't they good? So, which one is your favorite then? Because I have I've seen it so many times, but it's so hard to figure out what's inside.
This one has guava, apple, custard. What a cool little bookstore. Woodstock is the town that keeps on giving. Although, actually, it doesn't sound too bad to be stuck here for 40 years.
I have so many of different souvenirs from throughout the years when I was coming.
Well, when you're dead and your family goes through your belongings and they're like, oh, look,
He got 5 of these.
Grandpa with that Groundhog Day.
Yeah. And good thing he got 5 sweatshirts for all of his descendants.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the
Everyone
same.
gets one. You don't have to fight over it.
Yeah.
That's right. You gotta think about this.
So Bill Murray jumped out of that tower.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Are
go and take
you
a
gonna
picture.
jump out?
No.
I'm scared.
I mean, I actually been on this spot just kind of taking pictures a lot
Dude,
of
this thing looks like kind of rusty.
I'm here just to
Oh my god.
take a picture. I don't know, why did you follow me?
I don't know, because for the shot. We're way up. I'm kind of freaked out. I never thought I was afraid of heights, but maybe I am. Or maybe I'm just afraid of the fucking sketchy,
It's not scary.
rusty stairs. No, I'm sure it's fine.
The place where Bill Murray was living in the movie, it's up that way. That's the whole town. That's the end of it. And that's the main
Yeah.
square where everything was taking place.
Sweet. We're on top of the world.
Top of the world on a scale of the Woodstock.
On the scale of a Midwestern flat city. That's a true photographer right there. He goes and finds the shots, no matter the cost. Thank you.
Coming in.
True Midwestern hospitality. More old, beautiful Midwestern stuff.
We're good. Okay.
So your name is again?
It's Bob Hudgens,
Bob Hudgens. And you were the location
manager.
manager? What's involved in that work? Just like scouting out spots?
Well,
or-
that's the first phase, and
Yeah.
then it's actually, implementing whatever the director and production
see.
designer want. You do all the contracts, you do all the negotiations, whatever permits you need, and then the day-to-day of actual production.
Wow.
You're the on-production person, and then you get to clean it up at the end of the day. And it's
Yeah.
all over. So.
Is the director sending you like storyboards of what they have in mind?
Well, on this particular project, it wasn't never. We started well before the storyboard process.
Oh, I see.
Because he really wanted to choose the location and then let things develop from there. So
Got
the
it.
storyboards were much
Later
kind of after
on.
the fact on this one. It's not always the case. I've had, worked on shows where the director has everything storyboarded
Planned
out
out, yeah.
beforehand, and then and then actually puts me in a box. So it's like,
Right.
because you find something, it's like, and you'll hear. I'll talk about how
Because
we
part of your
chose.
creativity is like the eye.
And well, in listening and
Yeah.
and still showing them things that
Yeah.
they think they don't want to see, but
Right.
then
And,
when they actually see them, then it's like, oh.
Yeah, they take a step back. I was just gonna ask you how you got into this in the
Oh,
first place. Photography or
Photography first,
Yeah.
then theater, then the melding of the two.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers. Bob Hudgens. Thank you, Rick. Yay. Cheers. Hi guys. So I'm very, very, very happy to still be alive and here. But no, it's really funny. No one could have ever guessed that 30 some odd years after the fact we'd be out here, and we here, and it's a friendly crowd, and it's great. I was the lucky guy who got the call from Harold Ramis and a producer by the name of Doc Erickson, who was the main producer on the film. I was given a real simple task of finding Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, somewhere close to Chicago. The reason was Harold and Bill were both from Chicago and wanted to do a film close to their families. And I was the lucky Chicago-based guy who got the call. Harold just asked me to send some pictures of different Illinois towns, etc. And so I had pictures of Woodstock. And so in the very first packet of photos I sent, Woodstock was the primary town that I thought had a chance. But I got an immediate call back from the production designer, a guy named David Nichols, and he said, oh, well, we're not going to shoot a town square. It has to be, Punxsutawney is a main street town. It's just, town is on both sides of a main road, and it's, you drive through and you drive out of town. we looked at probably 60 towns before we were kind of getting into a desperate phase, because Harold would see them and he was like, yeah, okay, and then no, I don't think so. And so we kept expanding. We went to, you know, all the way down to central Indiana, central Illinois, southern Wisconsin. Finally, we got came across a town called Mineral Point, Wisconsin. And Mineral Point's a lovely town. It's a Main Street town, and it's got a nice hill to it. It could look like it could be in Pennsylvania. And we stood there for about an hour and walked up and down. And then Harold turned around and he said, no, I don't know what we're going to do. The production designer was from Boston. And he said, well, you know, there's plenty of these towns in New England. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to lose my job. But so we're on our way back to Chicago. Mineral Point is kind of western central Wisconsin. And as luck would have it, we stopped for lunch in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Anybody familiar with Baraboo? Yay. It's a wonderful, wonderful place, and it happens to be a town square. Harold and the designer started walking around the square, and the producer and I walked behind them, and I'm liking this because this is a real good sign that Harold's engaged in, at least he's seeing something he really likes. Then Harold turned to me and he goes, by any chance, is there a town square like this closer to Chicago? So I said, well, yes, there is. And so we went back to Chicago. Next morning, we drove into town, and I made sure I came in, you know, up this way and looking right at the Opera House. Because of my prior experience here, I knew the guys who worked here. And so I walked in and said, hey, can we go up and take a look at the bell tower? And I wanted to get them elevated up there first before we even walked around. I parked right there, walked in, and within 5 minutes we were up there. And within 10 minutes, Harold made a decision that this was going to be our town. And he goes, well, you know, I was always bothered with the concept of a Main Street town because Bill could just walk out of town and leave. He goes, this is like a caged tiger. He could be pacing the square. And so it was just kind of went from there. So that was the big turning point in our production for being able to place A, the show in Chicago, and B, to shoot it in Woodstock.
In theory, hero of the character of the Bill Murray could have stuck in in this place for like 30, 40 years? Like,
oh, a million years. I mean, that's the thing.
There is no mention about that in the script, right?
No. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, Harold and the producers and the writer talked about it extensively. So, yeah, because it was like, how many days is it? I don't know. How many days is it? And it's like, and the final Harold decision was, there's no days. We don't know. We have no idea. There's not going to be any.
Yeah,
there's no tip off.
So many new skills, like languages. Like someone was trying to count. Like it could have taken human being like 40, 30 years just to do this all. Yeah,
no, it's really, it's a very indeterminate amount of time. So.
And what do you think? What could have been the crucial point, or what's actually made character of Bill Murray to break the Groundhog Day,
well, it's the redemption. You know, he has to fix himself.
So I mean, what was that he fixed in himself that changed the?
Well, he learned to love, which he had never learned to do before, and he was thinking of people other than himself, which, you know, I mean, it was quite a radical transition for that character.
Yeah, that's the scene in the alley with the old man.
Yeah, no, that was a real pivotal.
And all you have to do is help other people.
Yeah. Yep, that's the key. And I have to be honest with you, that's kind of why I do this. As long as Woodstock wants me to come do this, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, you bring people a lot of joy and happiness. I mean, talk about a perfect movie location. Look at all these idyllic Midwestern houses. I was telling Victor that when I talk to like foreigners, a lot of times they say that they imagined the US like it was in movies. And that's something that I actually told my fiance when I came out here from California, that everything felt like a movie, like all the movies that I had seen as a kid. that is sort of how the Midwest feels. You know, it's like a chicken or the egg thing. I guess a lot of movies were kind of filmed in this world, especially back in the day. And so for a lot of people around the world, and even here within the US, it feels very cinematic. And it fits because it's beautiful. Dude, I want this house.
Memorabilia there. So newspaper is the actual watch that you're gonna see in the movie.
Beautiful house.
So that's the like bed and breakfast place where Bill Murray was basically living every day for the.
This is where he lived?
Yes. So in the movie he's coming down here for breakfast. That's the. So you see that.
Wow, look at this. Wait, I want to see the dining room here. Beautiful, beautiful old Midwestern home. Mansion, really. Hello. Do you live here? Cool. Nice place. It's so warm and cozy in here. It literally smells like fresh baked cookies. I think there actually are fresh baked cookies. How much are these hats? 25. 25? And look at that, it's perfectly fitted. So do you guys run the bed and breakfast? Or?
I do.
Nice, nice.
So my parents are the owners, and I run it when they're away, but I also run the other B&B.
Got
we
it.
have 2 B&Bs in town. We have the Cherry Tree Inn, and then we have the Cherry Branch Inn.
How long has the house been in your family?
We have owned it since 2017.
Oh, okay, so not too long.
Yeah.
And how old is the house, do you know?
This house was built in 1894. Officially
Wow.
built in 1895 by a judge. He was a lawyer at the time, but he was later Judge Percy Barnes.
And it was just for like him and his family, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah. Did he have a bunch of kids or just wanted a big
He had
house?
A few, but not too many.
Yeah.
It didn't have all these bedrooms. Yeah, he eventually
okay.
sold this house, and it was a home, then a convalescent home, and then it was a private home, and then it was like a home for wayward girls, and then it was a private home, and then a private home that was a business. It was the business before us. They turned it into a bed and breakfast, and then we bought it from them and turned it into a different bed and breakfast. And feel free to grab a cookie.
Thank you, thank you. It's
hat. This looks good.
right. You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
There are 2 main rooms on the 2nd floor.
Will there be?
Got the Groundhog Day hat. For the next phase of Groundhog Day, we're actually going to go into the theater and finally watch the movie. I've never seen the movie. I don't know if that was a good call or a bad call coming into this without seeing the movie. I choose to view it as a good call because I was unbiased and just learning on the fly. And now I get to actually see how it came together in a film. So, yes. See you after the movie, and then I'll probably sign off and talk to you later. So, that is it, y'all. Just got out of the movie. Very cool to see everything that I saw today on the big screen. I don't know, I started out today just like thinking about Groundhog Day as like an American tradition and what was it all about. But this event here in Woodstock is definitely much more than that. It's kind of a celebration of this town being featured in the movie, and therefore it is now a location for Groundhog Day. and a bunch of other events, like the walking tour we went on with the location manager for the film, the screening, and it is a good story. I mean, I don't need to recap the movie for you because you've probably seen it, but one of the things that I kept coming back to was that Bill Murray in the movie is stuck in the town, or rather, I guess it's less that he's stuck in the town than it is that he is stuck living the same day over and over again. Because I kept thinking, this town is so nice, like, not a bad place to be stuck. That misses the point. The point is, what if you had to live every day over and over again? How do you make it meaningful? And the way to do that is care about people. Don't be so selfish. Do good things. That will make any life rewarding. And as it turns out, at the end of the movie, he decides to live here. He says, hey, let's stay. And yeah, not a bad decision, because this little town of Woodstock, Illinois is quite nice. So anyway, thank you for watching if you made it this far. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks to Victor for hanging out with me and inviting me today. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.